Hey guys, so welcome to the class. I'm really sorry for what happened the last time. I'm going to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Of course, a lot of situations like this can just come from nowhere and scatter the whole plan. So I promise this. I promise you guys that I'm going to like go over this again, so that all of you can have access to learning how to do a proper prototyping. I said prototyping basically. We've been doing prototype just like we've been doing them, but I feel like there are better ways that you can do them with lesser screens and better interactions. You understand? So today we'll be doing something really like between low fidelity file and maybe like the medium type. We don't want to do too much yeah too much animation and things like that. But I have like series of apps that I've designed or project I've done that I did some kind of like manipulations. I'm probably going to like show you guys the preview of them, and of course probably we can guess the things that we used to perform them. Okay, so I'm going to open them one after the other. This one I did for, yes, I'm going to now create some of this so that we can have a particular focus that we're working on. Yeah, so put this feature. I think I'll be making use of this also. Yep. Okay. So if you notice some of the things I did right, you'll see that there are some. Let me hide this. Sorry, not hide. Not you. I think it's this one. Yeah, there's some interactions that on a normal day people will do, and it is actually like I'll be wondering that why are they doing so many screens just to prove a point. Do you understand? For example, we have I want this to load. Let me just play this. I'll put it beside it here. Same thing with Bing. I'm going to play Bing also. The login. Um, so I'm going to play from here. Okay. All right. So let me say feature I've finished loading. Okay. I have to wait for it to load. Now I'm looking dark. This is my real face. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Please load fast. Please load fast. Okay, so why these three designs projects are already loading. This is a live project I did for someone. So I think I was actually talking. I think I was showing you guys some of my students that this is where the magic happens. Okay, this is the engine room of my designs. Okay, all the prototype you can see they are all coming from this place. You can see everything is like going from here to here. You can see all the energy is like coming down from the left to the right. Okay, and then you see less of those things. You see less of all these connections. Okay, from the screen. Okay, you're not seeing the screen messed up with a lot of webs and stuff like that, like some people call it. Okay, so the energy is actually coming from this set of components I've created. They are the ones that own the prototype. You understand? So what I do is that I don't really advise. Okay, it will get to a point probably when you get better in prototype. I don't really advise that you do your stuff like you do it like over the net here. Like you do this your interactions. You start picking this up and you start that kind of thing. Except you want to really go manual. Okay, but in my opinion you can do some of these things on your components. All right, so I don't know, I'm trying to like, yeah, so we have the splash screen which is going to come out, and then you're seeing something like this. So let me restart. uh, so we have this. You can see, look at the interaction. We have this, then this thing start loading. You understand? And then you start wondering that how did I perform this, and I used just one screen. Now on a normal day, what a normal designer would have done is probably would have done three of these things to signify loading. You understand? So what I'm trying to do is just I'm trying to like reduce that effort and just do something magical instead, and then we'll be able to like probably present better, and our hardboard will be neat. or be neater basically. So you can see what is going on here. The loading is very functional. Okay, however, it's one screen I used, like I said. So what I did was that I took this prototype and I connected it to this text. Okay, connected it just to this text, and then if you can see, of course, delay. Okay, then and you can see the setting here. We have this artboard is coming here, and this is the setting. Now you notice that after delay at 2500 milliseconds, it should open overlay. So basically what overlay means is that overlay just like modals and things like that, but this time around I'm not adding background to it. Okay, so what that means is I just come plainly, just come as you like. Do you understand me? And stay at the center. Okay, just like we have here. And then when you are about to switch to the next, this one has one full stop. Now when you're about to switch to the next guy, okay, I want you to swap overlay. So overlay stays, but whatever is inside will be changing. That's what swap overlay means. And I also want you to preserve the scroll position. That means don't leave where you are, just stay where you are. And of course there are different ways you can make it instant. You can make it like smart animate. I don't really enjoy that. I think the style I wanted to go for is just instance. Same thing here. You too, when you are going to this guy, swap, and you when you are going here, swap back to this. Understand? So everything that is happening here is this one is one time. Okay, it's not as if any of these things is coming back here. This one is one time, and then all the interactions that has to do with the loading, going and coming is between these three guys that I've created. So I can make this like, okay, this is my official animation for loading. Do you understand me? So yeah, so by the time we check on our loader, you see this thing happening. That really makes sense. So what is below here is that some of this button the frame I created, you will notice that you have this kind of like big space underneath it. So naturally this is what I suppose that is doing. Okay, I suppose that is doing this. Okay, like I said, stay in the bottom. Okay, stay in the bottom, and yeah, this is what I achieved. Now, but one of the mistakes that designers should have done is probably I don't know, maybe you notice that the frame is not doing something like this, like it's not I don't know how to put it. This is already auto layout. Let me change it, or let me remove it. You know, this is it's not something like this. Okay, this is not how to do it. Okay, because I want this thing to shoot out. Okay, I want it to shoot out. I want it to come up a bit. You understand? So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to like give it like lower padding, so that it's going to like stay. But then this thing is stopping at the bottom. Okay, at the lower bottom of this frame. You understand? So everything that comes here have like the same how I put it, have like the same what is it called? Yeah, the same height. Okay, and it's transparent. So this thing you can put it on even green background or yellow background or whatever it is. This is giving you like feel. There's no point doing that. Okay, just leave it transparent. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. So yeah, so that's how I achieve this micro interaction. It's quite cool. So I can easily sweep by this. Okay, just swipe. So I think the interaction for swipe is drag. So just create your drag, and you can smart animate it. You can work on the ease out. You can customize it, whatever it is that you want to use. Okay, so if you wanted to swipe, just use the drag feature and you're going to drag. Okay, so now that I've done this, when you click on this, I use smart animate for this because it's very, very interactive. It's very, very cool. By the time I say create account, I kind of like made it instant. Okay, I don't want story, just okay. So it's very, very important that you should decide now your interactions are going to be probably be using one style or two styles or just three styles. Using, I think for this project I chose instant. I chose move up and sliding. Okay, those are the three ones that I'll be working with. So I chose moving, sliding. Okay, so if you're ever moving, it's most likely going to be like from the bottom, like models and things like that. Okay, and if you are ever coming in through sliding, you'll be coming from like the side. So those are the two animations I'll be using for this project, and those are the animations I'm doing. And yeah, by the time you keep using it, all this you can see the sliding, that's sliding actually. So everything else is smart animate, smart animate, create an icon. Let's go back to, you can see the sliding comes back in. So those are the two animations or three animations I want to work with, and so it's going to make my work very neat. Okay, and they have very important functions. You understand? So let me quickly work with this ASAP. So let's say I log in into my account, and then the interactions there is like so many delays and things like that, especially like coming from my login, for example. So I think when I got here, there is no click here. Everything was like delay. When you are whatever it is, just I don't want you to preserve scroll position also, because I could be at the top. Okay, I could have scrolled to the top, and maybe the screen is just up our eye there, and then after it's delayed, by the time it's going to this area, it just stay at that top. No, that's not what I want. I want you to like reset. Understand? And yeah, so after that, I think it came back to this, and that really makes a lot of sense. And you can start doing some kind of like if for example, if I want to do profile setting, I want it to slide in. So this one is slide up. I think it's going to tell us what is new on on this app. You can close it and you can start creating. So this is an overlay. Okay, do not create a screen for this. A lot of designers will have done that. I think, yeah, let me just find my setting. I think it's a setting. Okay, so I don't know, maybe notice my flow is not beside this, is not beside here. Okay, normally designers might, or what you would have done, or what I would have done was that I'm going to arrange the flow over here, but no. So all I just have to do is that, okay, I created all this, and yeah, I created all these to function like with themselves. Okay, I've done the setting artboard, or the settings flow. Okay, this is how to like draw out your flow. Just go to prototype and you see flows. So all my flows, all my user flow is being recorded already. Anything that has to do with setting, no matter where I'm bringing it from, they are coming back to where it is. Do you understand me? So this is the settings flow. Now you notice that what is there is also what is there. It's just that I'm suggesting to the user to probably start with like creating a setting from the onset of registration. You understand? Some they want it, some probably they will just tell you that, okay, I'm not interested. Can I skip this? Okay, let me go to my login. Yeah, so let's go to set profile, I think. So you can say proceed to my dashboard instead, or skip for now. So if you skip for now, of course, you do this. I told you this is my animation official loader for this project. Okay, so this thing came up again. What's new? I think this one is after delay. You can close it. But yeah, so I was talking about something like this. So on the account setting, or the future business, or whatever it is, everything that is going on here is going back to where it's coming from. Okay, where it has been originally set. In fact, I think that's like the last. Okay, that's the second to the last flow that I designed for this project. And then you can see the way the whole engineering is coming from here down to where it is. Now, what I do not do is arranging all those settings beside it. Of course, there is already a flow for setting. Okay, everything that has to do with setting, whether profile, whether the business, whether whatever it is, I've created a flow for it. So I'm going to go to probably let's just proceed to the dashboard. Let's say I've set all this. I go to my dashboard. Now we have the loader. You can see the loader is almost the same thing as what we did in the beginning. So we just have this. So you have 20%, 40%, 60%, 80% success, and here this is how I arranged my flow. Okay, this one comes here as open overlay but no overlay background. Okay, and this one comes here, it swaps overlay, so that means no changes. Whatever is going to replace this 20% should just replace that 20%. You understand? Then from here, swaps, and swap. And when you get to this part, okay, when you get here, you are not coming back here obviously. So what you do is that I set a timer after delay to come to the home screen. So it's going to have something like this, and that really makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, the 4, 5, and this one comes here. In fact, I do not have to design a lot of screens to achieve this. This is just very, very smart this way. Okay, now the second thing I would like to talk about, I won't be able to illustrate it properly here with this app. I'm going to probably illustrate it better in the class I want to, probably the live design I'm going to do today. So I have this. I think I was talking about all the flows coming from this area. Okay. So for example, I first of all created a footer. So my footer has like, okay, this is anything that has to do with search. Should come from anytime this thing is clicked from anywhere in the artboard, it has where it's going to. Okay, this one has where it's going to, this one has where it's going to, and of course this also. And I have different variants of my footer. So in case you click on future, in case you click on explore, you're going to be having it. In case you click on savings, just to do some kind of like make it creative and very, very interactive and cool. Okay. So the same thing with some of this interaction. I think I made all this interaction clear that anytime this back button is being clicked on, wherever you are being clicked on, please go back. So the interaction here is called back. Okay. So you can like go back, and if you click on the interaction here, should be, I think you should actually be like close overlay. So that's the interaction here. So you can do something like that, anytime I'm using the modal and I want to close the modal, okay, or the user wants to close the modal, you should just close the modal. You understand? Just close the overlay so that anytime it's being used. Okay, so we have withdraw funds. So I'm going to probably pick a project that has to do with a flow that has to do with withdraw funds. Let's go to the wallet, withdraw fund. So if I click on close, so you can see that it closed the the modal. You understand? So instead of you having to design this again and putting it beside it, and putting like a rectangle and giving it color black, and reducing it to 25% or 20% or something like that, that isn't cool. So anywhere I click on some of these buttons, no matter where they are appearing, okay, it's going to open the overlay. So now what I did with that is that, of course, one of my component has this. Okay, this is my official wallet card for this project. Okay, and of course these two buttons, they are here. Okay, so what I did was that I created a prototype that anytime this button is being created, it should open an overlay to, where is it? It should open an overlay. You understand? So instead of me designing a full app, what I just did is that I just brought all the overlays that is going to be involved with this flow. I brought everything here. This is for withdraw, this is for hard funds. You can see. So anywhere all those buttons are clicked, anywhere on the app, if it's clicked on maybe explore page or property listing, okay, let's say the home. So I have something like this on the home and I want to withdraw. That makes a lot of sense. You can see the way the thing slide in. They call it move up or moving. So yeah, I think it's move up. And then you can continue withdraw fund. That is what they call that's replace or swap overlay. You understand? So that at that point in time, you are not what is it called? You're not opening another overlay. You understand? You are swapping overlay. There's already an overlay system. Just swap it. Okay. Withdraw fund, swap. You understand? Sorry, that will not be swap. That would be like a direct, um, interaction. Navigate to. Okay. So that will be navigating to. So just imagine anywhere I'm trying to like fund my account. It's going to open. I can close it here. Let's say I have from the search, I want to find someone. Yeah, trying to find something like target saving. No, target saving is probably material market. I don't know. I think I thought I actually did some of these things right. Um, so yeah, so I just was like, that is overlay basically. Overlay is one of those good things that you don't entirely have to do the design and all those things. You can see these three only segments, like just talked about my credit, my debit, and my all. And then anything that has to any business this thing is going to bring out their overlays, obviously. Yeah, so I think the same thing too goes with find. I'm going to create like find, for example. So let's say I'm finding material market or something like that. I think forgotten the flow for this. So I think I have something like this. Yeah. So if you look at this function, save and undo. So basically, Figma has been trying to introduce the latest, probably the beta mode of you can swap components within variants. Okay, so if you click on, so I think save this search and saved will be two components that are brothers, like they are variants. So on the normal day, what Figma is trying to do or trying to release in the next probably update is that you can switch between save this search to saved. Okay, so instead of us having something like so I think the flow will be like this, the interaction will be like this. So instead of us having open overlay, it will be changed to. Okay, so they are trying to bring in change to, but I couldn't really wait for that. So what I did is that I just like manipulated the whole thing. Okay, so I did what they call like open overlay. The open overlay is not going to have background, obviously, and I want it to come back to one of the components I created. Yeah. Okay, so this one, anytime it's being clicked on, comes to this, open the overlay, and anytime this is being clicked on, what it does is that it swaps overlay back at this. Understand? So anytime I involve this, wherever I involve it, it's going to work perfect like that, because I think I copied this. I think I put it in my setting. Don't know if I've done. So let me go to my setting, something like that. Account setting, update. It did it perfectly. Now if you notice, it's not entirely clean because of there's this yellow stuff underneath it, and that's because of it would have been so nice if that changed to is functional. You understand? So that's on that. The next thing I'm probably going to talk about is yeah, I'm going to talk about this Bing. So this is a project I did recently, and there are so many things I explored with it, and I'm going to probably be teaching you guys. So I did this animation for a loader. So let's say we log in, for example. We log in, and do you see this is so cool? I really like it. In fact, I just like, oh my god, what can I do with this? And it's so cool. So I think the flow basically is delay. You take your delay and then you put here and smart it. I actually use linear because I just want to go like straight forward, and this thing to just like come straight. Don't do any ease in and ease out stuff. So it's like 20 milliseconds, and that will be really really fast. Okay, and then when it gets to this place, also the delay, and at this time I'll be using 50 milliseconds. The same thing, and when it gets here, I also took it back to 50 milliseconds, and then when it gets here, okay, I kind of do in the way that there is delay, okay, and that delay is going to come to this part. Okay, so I think preparing your dashboard as a text, I reduce the opacity to about maybe 20%, and this I used like 100%. So between these two, there is an interaction that this one goes here and this one comes here. Understand? So you can see this one comes to this place and this one goes to this place. And after I do that, the next thing I did was to add another. You can add more than one interaction on an artboard. Do you understand me? So what I did is just click on plus. You're going to be able to add more. It's just that if you click on delay, you will never be able to click on delay again. Just you have to pick probably the next thing. So what I did was I added another click interaction, so that anytime I click, I'll be present to the client, so I don't think it will be able to notice. So if I click on the whole artboard, because I connected the prototype to the whole artboard, not any element inside the artboard. You understand? Okay, so in case I miss it, you'll not be seeing this hotspot shining at me that, hey, this is me, I should be the one you should be clicking. No, it doesn't make any sense that way. So I did like, okay, if I click any part in the artboard, it should go to the home. So if we play this to, let's say, okay, I should probably let me create a flow from this. Let's call this animation. Okay, you can always create flow. Figma just released this and it's so cool, makes things very easy. Just click on what is it called, animation, and this is so cool. This is what I'll be using for my animation, most likely for this project. I think it just appeared once, I think so, but I really like it. So, and you can see why this is just doing this delay back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, the way I've set it. 20 milliseconds, 15 milliseconds, 20 milliseconds, 15 milliseconds. All I have to do is just click anywhere and it's going to bring me back to my home, right? So, and this is so cool. I really like it, and it did a lot of stuff for me. Okay, yeah. So so that is that on that. Okay, that's that on that. I guess some of you have done, some of you okay, let me quickly show this. I think I did something on the admin. So we usually do something like this as designers, obviously. Let's say for this flow, I did something like, okay, if you want to publish a post, so you can see this is so traditional, one screen here, one screen here, and something like that. You get like, just to like okay, or let me find, okay, I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. So I'm going to play the admin role. So what I do with the admin is that in case you want to like start writing, and probably, okay, don't let us use this, probably full screen, and let's say you want to publish the post. There should be a button showing here. I don't know how to find it. There should be a button showing here. Okay, rather than wasting the button, let me just do this. Let me just use withdraw instead. So let's say I want to withdraw my earning, and I pick this. Okay, and after I finish typing, the next thing is withdraw earning, and then this, and then do you want to cancel? Yes, no, blah blah blah. Yes, for example, go back to wallet. Now, what I did traditionally is what every designer would have done. This is the flow. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm saying that you can achieve this with just one screen. Okay, all you just have to do is to come here, and probably I'm going to start this as a new flow. I'm going to call this test. Okay, and now for this test, okay, what I'm going to be doing now is that I'm just going to create, this one is not needed. I'm not supposed to be drawing this. Probably this is the web on a normal day. So I'm just going to take this. Okay, this one has a lot of variants underneath it. Okay, we have a lot of variants, like I said. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create this. I'm going to make sure this is an probably desktop mode like this, or you can just manually use your control adjust to set it. Okay, so now that we've done this, the next thing I want to do is that I'm going to create a prototype that says anytime I tap on the withdraw, okay, the withdraw should go here, and it should open overlay. When I click on it, it should not, no, it should open overlay, and the overlay should be at the center, and it should have background behind it. And of course, anytime I click out of it, you should be able to close it. You understand? So I'm going to be using instance. I kind of like prefer instance, and from here I'm going to copy this. Okay, and I'll be changing this variant probably to the next stage of the project, of the flow. So the next stage is, do you want to withdraw this cache? Obviously that's going to be the next flow. So I'm going to take my flow. I'm going to, of course, change this direction to this one. Since we are testing for now, I'm going to change the direction to this. I'm going to call this swap overlay. Understand? So what that means is that it stays where it is, and I'm going to like click on preserve scroll position, so it doesn't like anywhere it's here, just stay where you are. Understand? Don't restart. Okay, I think the next flow after this is my success mode. I'm sorry that I didn't rename some of these things. Okay, so I'm going to take my my yes, okay, and I'm going to click on this, and at this point I'm going to use what? I'm going to use the click, and I'll be using swap overlay also, because I'm still on the flow. I'm going to preserve the location, preserve the position, and then yeah, once I'm done I can take this. Of course this one is using back home, and this one I want to take it like, okay, you should close. Why? Probably I could, let's change this to close. Let's change this to close. All right, so instead of this moving to wherever it is, no, it's not supposed to be like that. Just click on your on click, and then change this to what? Close the overlay. That one makes a lot of sense. Now let us test what we did. So just go to your test, then we have your test here. We have withdrawer and next, and then we have next, and then we have close. That is a better one, and that is so sweet. That makes a lot of sense. All you just have to do is probably just arrange it, you know, make it looks very, very whatever it is. Just, and this is better. This is better than this. Okay, this is better than this. This makes you an interaction designer. What you have to do is that, for the sake of presentation, just do what you're meant to do. Just create. So before you make all this variant possible, of course, you need to create all your system. Create the landing. The first modal. Then of course variants of second one, variants of third one, variants of third, whatever it is. You can call this variant the flow for maybe transaction or withdrawal. For example, this one is a withdrawal stuff. So you can create this. You can call this withdrawal. You understand? I did this for most of my interactions here on this app. So another thing I would like to point out is the interaction of the nav bar. The nav bar is most likely going to be going to a lot of places, a lot of stuff. So what you do is just create a component and then set all the prototype of all your nav bar. Okay, set it in the component. Okay, this guy is going somewhere. This guy is going somewhere. This guy is going somewhere. This, and this, they're all going somewhere. That is the only time I can take, copy, and I'll be pasting it wherever I needed it. Do you understand me? That is very, very important, because in situations whereby you want to try and draw, probably let's say you want to draw like a new desktop, for example. So I have like a new desktop, and I go to my assets, and probably I find my nav bar. Oh my god, some of these things I've not renamed it. Find if it's there. So I have my nav bar. I'm going to pick this, put it here. You can see that all the interactions are automatically placed and they are ready to go. In fact, if I want to start designing with this, I'm good to go. Let's pick this guy. I'm probably going to put this under. Okay, this is, just delete this. So let's say I have this guy. I'm going to put this guy inside here, and within 2 minutes I'm done with designing and under design. So I'm going to add auto layout to this, just something, something minute. And also for this auto layout, I'm going to change the auto layout that is there. I'm going to change it to, where is the auto layout? Yeah, this is the auto layout. I'm going to put it in the center, not this, actually this. Sorry, yeah. So this one I'm going to put it in the center. Why is it not going to the center? Oh, my nav bar and these two should be at the center of each other. I don't know why it's not going. Okay, let me reset that. Okay, just give me a minute. Why is not? Okay, so I'm bringing this guy in. Supposed to be at the center of the project. Oh, I guess this is the center of the project. Let me just close this like this a bit. Okay, these two I'm going to auto layout and put them in the center. That makes a lot of sense. I think I prefer it this way, just for the sake of margin. Oh, this is just a rush. So anywhere this stuff is coming, let's add a flow to it. Let's call this text 2. So anywhere this guy is coming from, okay, anywhere it's coming from, okay, is going to be functional already, functional, ready to go, ready to do anything, ready to work, and this is actually cool, right? And that is why you need to do a lot of flow. So I think I'm going to also talk about this part. I sent this to my students to do some kind of like practice and tell me how I achieved this. Some of them were then able to like get it. So let's quickly go to it. I'm probably going to probably let's delete, and then let me pick from here. Let me see if I have wallets. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, let me just go and find one, please. Just go. Alright, so I guess this is my wallet screen. So I'm going to pick this guy out, copy this guy. So obviously probably I should just recreate it so that you guys will be able to understand. So this is why I designed this card. So the first thing I did, obviously just of course your earnings. Okay, then we have like the day, and then we have the month. I'm just going to like rush this, make it auto layout instead, and I'll duplicate this and call this here. So I have this one auto layout. I'm going to turn this also to auto layout. So we're going to have 1 and 2 auto layouts. This one I'll give it 10 padding, or let me just like give everything here padding instead. Auto layout, auto layout, auto layout. So everything here has padding. Okay, and I'm going to take this to, I'm going to auto layout it instead, so that makes it like one frame. That makes a lot of sense. Then the next thing is that I'm going to like take text and probably write my dollar figure 45, okay, and maybe 09. Okay, I'm going to use my star guide. Of course, you must have created your star guide, obviously. So I think this is too big. I can't actually remember what I used. I think I used. Alright, so I think I used this. So I'm having 1 and 2. So we have this one. I'm going to add my auto layout to this. So it's going to have its own frame. So 1 and 2, I'm going to auto layout this. Now I'm going to work on of course, work on your constraints. So for this guy, the constraint here will be fill container. Okay, so that anytime I pull, oh, that's not supposed to be fill container. Why? What's going on? Okay, for this we should have fill container, and let me add like space between. What's going on here? 1, 2, and 3. Why are they troublesome? Let me bring them out. Sorry, let me quickly fix this. Hog space between. Yeah, so I fixed this one, and for this, so let me bring this out. Both of them don't have business. You don't have business with this. Yeah, so let me remove the first auto layout that was there. Remove the frame. So for this one, okay, I want to add the constraint. So I'll be using fixed width, and I'll be using space whatever. Yeah, so I have this to 1 and 2. I'm going to create auto layout for these two, and I'm going to change this to space between. So I guess, yeah, so we are good to go with this, right? And then for the next one, I'm going to take 1, I'm going to take 2. Okay, 1 and 2, I'm going to auto layout these two so that they can stay in the same place. And for this one, I'm going to be using fixed, not fixed, sorry, fill container, so it stays alongside with the rest. Okay, and I'm going to change this to space between. All right, so I guess what's going on? Yeah, space between. Okay, I think what I need to do is probably remove the auto layout that is here, and let's see. I was expecting the tool to actually be able to move. Let me see. Fixed width. Thought I had created, because sometimes when you're fixing all these things, right, they can actually misbehave. Do you understand? They can start, doing what they do best. Sometimes they get scattered and all those things. So it's very understandable if they are not responding. Okay, but like I said, what I'm trying to do is to create a constraint between this and this. So I don't want to really waste much of our time on this. This, I'm going to assume that they are not serious, or maybe because it's not functioning in a bigger frame, because I want to assume that if I do this frame and I put something like I do something like left and right, I think it should be able to work now. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that it stays. Okay. Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think I said quickly fix this. Okay. So let's say this is what we are trying to achieve, basically, right? So I have this two fixed. Okay. I have this two fixed. All right, so the next thing is that when so basically it's fixed. Okay, the truth is, by the time is in probably another artboard. Okay, I call them artboard because probably I'm used to Figma and Photoshop, I mean. So if they are in another frame, okay, I can easily do something like, okay, anytime this thing is being pulled from the left or to the right or whatever it is, you should be responsive alongside with it. That's what I mean by it has been fixed. You understand? It will not respond like this. Okay? It won't respond this way because there's so many auto layouts in it. You understand? It's just waiting for it to manifest where it's meant to be. Alright, so let's continue. So I've created this here. And probably I'm just going to like, okay, let me change this to pack between and probably change this to this. And of course, this should be hook content. Okay, so the next thing now is that I'm going to draw out this stuff. So I'm going to, first of all, let's create a frame. Frame is actually cool to probably like, do this stuff. I'm going to change this to fill container and this one also to fill container. Okay, let's change this one first of all to fixed container. And this to fill container. So we have these two already here. Okay, the next thing now is, like I said, I'll probably turn this to frame selection. Okay, so that I can adjust the padding myself. If you know you don't want to manually adjust the padding, if you know you don't want to add anything like that, just all you just have to do is use this padding. Okay, use this one, but I didn't want to use it. That is why I just went manually and frame the selection again, something like this, and then you hold your control and then you can like adjust this stuff. You understand? So you can put this in the middle. Okay, so this one already has like its own house, let's call it that way. And the next thing is probably I'm just going to borrow this system. I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to write like, the January, February, March, April. Let's just borrow what we have here, right? So 1 and 2, they're already looking very good. I'm going to turn this to a frame selection also, and probably I'm going to change this to this to this, and let me change this to this. Okay, so the next thing now is I'm probably going to like give this like some rounded edge. Okay, and of course let's use our Let's use our color. Pick this, pick this, and just 3 are not bold. I think this one is bold. Yeah, and I think this 3 is brown. It's just got brown stuff, right? So we have this version, and now it's looking really cool. The next thing is that I want to design this UN stuff. So I guess the font for it is most likely this. So I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to copy it, alright, and I'm going to duplicate it, but this time around it will have $15 in it. Okay, I'm going to bold in it. I'll probably change the color to a main text, and I think it has its own stuff. I can't remember what I used. I guess let's just work with this. Okay, and this one I'm going to change this to your end, or your end. Yeah, so I have this 1 and 2. Probably going to, like, auto layout it so it has its own character, and then probably reduce this to 0 or maybe give it like 2, something like that. And I'm going to increase the padding, okay, to probably 7.5. I'll change this to 5, and I'll give it a fill. So, and I'll give it a shadow. Give it like some kind of like glue shadow. So I have this recorded. It's looking quite cool. I think we have problem with the curve, and so I'll be using 10 for this. I'm not sure I really got the exact thing I did here, but this is good to go in my opinion. Alright, so now that we have done this page, the next thing is to actually do this magic that we have here. Before we do the magic, I think I'll like to like draw my circle. Actually, they usually advise us not to draw circles and stuff like that. You can just work with frames and draw your frame and change your frame to 100% curve, and you can paint it stuff, and probably give it like stroke, and probably I'll be using outside, and I'll just increase it a bit. Probably I'll be using like 5 or something like that. Okay, I'm going to take these 2, and I'm going to auto layout the 2 of them so that they can stay in the middle. I'm going to put them in the middle, and now it's making sense that they can go wherever they want to go. Probably you can even try to like frame select these 2. Understand? I kind of like frame select because it kind of like compact everything into their nest. Okay, the next thing is the one everybody has been waiting for, is to draw this stuff. So I'm going to take my pen tool, and I'm going to draw a very long one. Okay, and let me shift this a bit. So I'm going to draw my pen tool. I'm going to do something like this. Draw your chart wherever you want to chart it. Go chart. Just draw as long as you want. Okay, you can draw just to make. Yeah. So I have my first chart here, and this is okay. Just press your escape. Give it a stroke. So we'll be using of course we'll be using the color, and yeah, this is cool. So I can bring it to the front so that we can see it. Okay, another thing you can do is that you can highlight all the anchor points and tell Figma that I want it to be like curve or something like that, or probably you want to like work on the rough edge. Sorry. I'll pick these guys up. Sorry, what did I use there? I think I used 34. I'm going to change everything here to 34. So I have this stuff, right? That makes a lot of sense. The one that is there, some of these stuff, okay, they picked. Alright, so now that I have this, the next thing I'll do is I'm going to duplicate this, okay, and I'm going to just add an anchor. I'll continue drawing it. So first thing first is to pick where you stop. Okay, go down a bit and go here, and probably like join and there. Okay, and this one will not be having like stroke. This one will be having fill, but the fill would be gradients. Okay, so the first one at the top here we'll be having like the green here, and the second one at the bottom we'll be having the green, but we'll be having the transparent version of it. And this is really cool in my own opinion. It's looking so nice. Okay, I'll probably bring the one that does not have the fill, put it up, and then the one at the bottom here I'll put it down, and then you can group it. There's nothing bad in grouping, or you can frame it any which way. So let's use frame for now. So I'm going to like frame, select. So once I frame select, I'm going to put this guy. Oh, this is why I don't want to. Okay, does it have the two? No, it doesn't. Let me do this again. So I'm going to put this here. Okay, now they're looking old. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to put him inside this frame. Okay, you can always like copy and paste it inside your frame. This is why frame is good, because frame acts like, okay, I have my own thing. Okay, people join me, people have to come inside me, that kind of nonsense. Okay, so once you're done, you can push this to the back. You understand? You can push this to the back, and that really makes a lot of sense. Now, this is another why. This is the reason why I like frame. Frame is very cool for this feature. Okay, you can take your control, and then you drag to this endpoint. Then you take your control, you drag to this endpoint, and then you do something like prototype, and you activate the horizontal scrolling. So what that means is that it can flow horizontally within the line. You can also do horizontal and vertical, so that it can go upward and downward. And when you want to make that possible, all you just have to do is to bring this down to overlap. You see, it should overlap. Yeah. So what you'll be having with your design is this. Okay. So this is the segment that will be featuring on my chart or whatever box this is. Okay. So I just want to make sure that whatever I'm doing will be inside here. Okay. So the next thing, you're not done. So the next thing, just go to your design, and then for this frame you clip it. Now it's very, very important to clip, because you don't want to scatter the interface of the web that you've been designing or the app, because if you don't clip it, these things will be overshadowing every other stuff, unless you need it, obviously. I'm going to put this guy here and place it to the back, and probably center, and put it in the middle, something like that. And then I'm going to take him and create an auto layout for this. Probably change this here, let's go that way, and also auto layouts with this. And now I can easily play this. Just probably change it to component, copy it, and I can feature it in anywhere. Okay, and let me just, I can feature it here. I can feature it anywhere actually. Okay, let's borrow this guy. I have to detach what is here, because everything that is here is a component, so I have to detach it. To detach this instance, I'm going to replace this with this. Sorry. Okay, so of course there's this Figma file called paste to replace. This is cool. They just brought this in, and it's so nice. Understand? So I guess the width is bigger than what we have before, so I'm just going to like reduce it to what it used to be, something like that. So I have, yeah, so this is cool. I'm probably going to like adjust it. Probably just go to my design and change this to fill container. It's not working. Now let's go down a bit, and then for this one, oh yeah, it cannot work, obviously, because of that is not where it, that's not the component. Okay, let me just delete this, and let me use the component instead to do the magic I want to do. So let's just go to, let's pick this up. Let's quickly measure the size. So I have this to so for this one, scale left and right. Okay, okay, this is working. So I want to have like, so why is not working? Just org container, no, not org container. It's just like left and right. Okay, let me just fix this. Let's call this. Sorry. So I have this. Probably just going to like. Okay, and yeah, what do we have here? We have this one. Okay, for this one, we are going to probably just use space between. Okay, and then we'll bring this down, bring this to the side, and this one also is going to be here. Okay, so I already recreated what I need this, so I'm going to go to my design. Where is my design? This is my design here. So I'm going to come here and paste to replace, and now it's looking quite cool. So I can play this. Your prototype is called test, so I'm going to go to test, and then I have this version, so you can see it scrolls the way I want, and that's actually very cool. And you can do it in a way that this one scrolls with it. All you just have to do is pick this guy. Sorry, all these are supposed to be. It's not supposed to be behaving like this actually. That's because I'm rushing. On normal day I would have fixed it. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to take these two, 1 and 2. Let me bring them out again. I just want to have it clearer stuff. So I'm going to take this one. Sorry. This is what I need actually. Where is the components? It's the components now. Imagine. So I'm going to take this guy and this guy. I'm going to make them one frame. Okay, and so that anytime it moves with it. Sorry, that's not supposed to be. Let me click on this. Okay, I'm going to put this inside this frame. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Put it inside this frame. Okay, my internet is not saving this, because anything I do here will not work what I want it to work. Okay, actually I don't know why the internet is not working, because what I did was that it's actually this old frame, okay, that we did a lot of adjustment on. It is the one that had the vertical, so the fact that this one is inside is going to be moving alongside with it. Do you understand? So basically that's what I was trying to illustrate, but the way the thing is going now, my network is starting again. So this is probably going to be like the part 1 of this section, okay, and in the next session I'll be designing like the real app. I'll be designing a real website whereby I'll do some kind of like interactive process, especially something like this that I was trying to like show you guys the other time, something quite interactive and probably like very very cool. Sorry, let me go to the landing page. So I expect that we have something like this, right? So and then we have something like this, okay. And yeah, so I think, yeah, the network is not loading it, but basically with this you should be able to create a lot of like interactions that from the next class or the part 2 of this version I'm going to be like, creating something like that. Well, let's do a quick recap. um, Quick recap. I said that there are some things that overlay does. So you need to probably like create all the components of every interaction, where they are going to, every cards, every tabs. You can see the tabs. You can see when I click here, it stays there. When I click for rent, it comes here. When I click for sale, it comes here. Some of these things. If I click on salt, so basically salt is supposed to like salt is supposed to go to this. Let me find it. Anywhere this is, the salt is going to like open. Yeah, this is salt. So this is the overlay for salt. And sorry, I don't know my keyboard. So the next one is wherever this one is sent. I think this one is corrected. This one is connected. So I'm going to create for the salt also. Go to where you are supposed to be. Okay. Salt. So we have it. Okay. So I think I did something like this with this also. Especially when it comes to like find, and then we have like, you're looking for artisanals. You can click on this. This is overlay. This is not another screen. This is overlay, and I was able to achieve this with like, putting all these 3 overlays beside it. Okay, so if I click on this one goes where it's supposed to go, this one goes where it's supposed to go, and this also goes to where it should be. So I'm going to like do a real website, the website I was doing before the network broke the first time that we had the class. I'm going to be doing something that has to do with like over. You understand? When you're moving your mouse, and then you did not click it, you just like over around it, okay, and then it's redirecting this way. Okay, so we're going to like go over it, and we'll do something very cool with over, something like this, okay, and this. So these are simple interactive stuff that you can always check online. You can do more practice, and you're going to really come fine out of it. You understand? So try as much as possible to do projects. You can see this whole bank project is just very very few screens. The interaction there is very massive. See how plenty the interaction is. Everything is coming from my powerhouse, okay, and this is just how many artboards? 1 2 3 4 5. I don't think it's up to 20, and I finished the whole art project. You understand? So I don't have to like repeat screens. No, everything is like interwoven and interconnected, just like a real website, and it's fully functional. Alright, so I'll see you guys next week. Not next week actually. Probably when I come back, when I'm free, I'm going to record the next class for you guys. Thank you.